Yo, Laurent,
Yo,
we were chatting off air. How's the Congo doing? Literally, we talk about the Congo and CJ disappears. He's like, I don't want to fucking hear this shit. No, but seriously, how's the Congo doing?
we're doing good. We're doing good. You asking the country as a whole or the?
No, I'm talking about no World Cup qualifiers, bro. We're just talking about it.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, no, we're first in our group, and we have two more games to go. Our next opponent, Senegal. Yeah, we face Senegal tomorrow at 12 p.m. They're second in the group, actually.
And who's on Senegal?
Nicolas Jackson.
Nicolas Jackson.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a must-win game because we have 16 points, they have 15. And
Mm.
they have 9 on goal difference. We have 8 on goal difference. So we have to win. Because if we don't win, we're now second, and we will now then most likely play in the qualifying bracket that they usually have for those
Yeah.
teams that don't make it straight to World Cup right away.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll be playing in that, which is what I don't want. So that's a must-win game for us tomorrow.
Yo, CJ, how's the Jamaican national team doing?
You know what? We're in a decent position actually for qualifying. I think the next game is tomorrow at 8 o'clock against Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just looking for the results of the first game they played. Oh yeah, beat Bermuda 4-0 on uh on Friday. So yeah, man, Jamaica's in a decent position right now, man. Honestly, if we can get to a World Cup, um,
Well, wait, have you guys ever been in a World Cup?
yeah, long time ago. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a long time. I actually have to do my research on exactly when, but we would have been fucking youths, you know. It's been a while, but some decent crop of players in the Jamaican team now. Interestingly enough, Mason Greenwood actually controversially was called up for Jamaica, but I think since he's rejected, if I'm not mistaken, to play,
What
or
do you
there was
say
some mix up there, but
controversially?
just because there's a lot of controversy around the guy generally, you know what I mean? It's controversial to me. The
Yeah.
fact that the man is still on a football pitch, to be honest with you, because
Mhm.
you know we yes he's obviously he's free now, by law he's free legally whatever, but like I've said before, we've all heard the tapes, we've all heard whatever. Um, so yeah, crazy man. I don't know. I can't really say I claim him as a Jamaican, So for whatever reason that he's not playing, I'm cool with it because yeah, I don't fuck with that shit, So but hey, he's a free man. He's walking free, and yeah, goes to show what money can do and certain status. But anyways,
And you guys have Mikel Antonio. He changed from I think he was representing England and then he changed. There's someone else that changed too. Damari Gray changed.
uh, yeah. Are you talking about recently? Like, yeah, Gray was recently claimed allegiance to play with Jamaica. Antonio's been playing with Jamaica for a while though.
Yeah, it's like the past I think 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah. He's been with the Jamaican National Association for a while.
Yeah,
Leon Bailey, obviously, who's
yeah, the
one of
NBA.
the biggest names. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so decent crop of talent right now, to be honest with you. So let's see, man. I'm hopeful.
Bobby de Cordova Reed. Yo, that guy.
Yeah.
Yo, I love that guy's last name.
Yeah. Pinnock, another Premier League star.
Yep.
Nathan Pinnock from Brentford, center back.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man. So there's some decent guys in there.
Hmm.
So let's see.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And last but not least, the Iranian brother. Yes, yes. Yeah, so how are things looking on your side?
We're good. We're chilling. We're top of the group.
Mm,
23 points. We're facing Uzbekistan next. So if we beat them, which we should, we'll win the group. Um,
okay.
our only real competition is like South Korea, Japan, um, and I would say maybe depending on what type of Australian team you get on the day, maybe Australia, but South Korea is like for when it comes to the Asian Cup, it's always between Iran, South Korea, and Japan. Those are the
Mm,
top three teams. It's Uzbekistan, 10 a.m. and then we face Russia in the next round. So I think Iran should make it. Like we're typically good at qualifying, but it's just a matter of we haven't had a good we haven't been out of the knockout stages. We haven't been to the knockout stages for a couple of World Cups. The last one we would have gone through, and I was telling you off air, we took Argentina to like the 95th minute, and then Messi somehow got a penalty. And the keeper guessed right, but Messi just scored, like we haven't had really good luck. But yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that they'll get through. And if they play in Toronto or if they play in Vancouver, I'm definitely gonna try to get tickets and go. So we'll see. It was 2014, by the way, Laurent. That's the year
mm.
when we were in Brazil.
You think you're getting tickets, eh?
Yeah, I already put my name down for the draw.
Did you?
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Hopefully we get it. Um,
And hopefully there's no MLB that time. That
that was
uh,
good. I'll give you that. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Yo,
Uh,
I actually was oh sorry, to cut you, Murdoch. But yo, Laurent, I was actually at a Congolese birthday party on Saturday night, bro. That man can turn up, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
oh
And the
shit.
food,
Mm.
bless, bro. Yo, their jerk chicken, I swear is like better than some Jamaican jerk chicken, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, there was like Af Congolese jerk chicken? Are you sure it was
Apparently,
it?
but I'm not
Bro,
gonna say it was specifically Congolese, but
mm,
like, bro, I'm at a fucking African event, mind you,
mm,
and like they're serving obviously other African food. Like I was having like jollof rice, I was having like all types.
mm-hmm.
And then the one thing that stood out to me that was like, a non-traditional, or I guess like, African dish was like the jerk chicken, right? And I'm having the jerk chicken. I'm like, damn, like, bro, this is like just as good as like Jamaican jerk chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like it's better than some Jamaican places I've been to be honest with you. But yeah,
Mm.
bro, it was crazy. Like it was like a 68th birthday party. Like a friend of mine, his dad. So like he rented out an event space by like Regent Park area. Bro, the guy came in at like 10 p.m. So we're all having dinner at like 10, like dumb late, Like, mind you, the flyer said like 6 p.m. start time, So I'm like, this is typical, like, I thought it was just like Caribbean black, but yo, y'all African blacks, you guys aren't very, aren't very
Wait, so
punctual either.
what
I'm
what
like,
time did
God
you
damn.
show up?
I was there at
That's
9. I was there at 9, fam. That shit went to like 3 a.m. though, bro. Why am I eating dinner
mm,
after 10 p.m., bro? And the plate
yeah,
was
word.
massive.
Yeah,
But yeah,
word.
bro, big up the Congolese, y'all turn up. So I just had to shout y'all out one time.
Mm.
Any current Congolese Arsenal fans in the chat, big up to you. And yeah, man, Africans know how to party.
Burkina Faso.
Uh,
Oh fuck. All right. Well, let's get into the pod today. So 41. 41. For all you that have been listening to us, got here 41 episodes later. Um, Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Obviously we didn't do a pod last week because where there's the international break. We'll have two this week, the one for today and the one that's going to be released for Friday, previewing the weekend games. But even the boys don't know. Well, they know what the pod is about, but they don't know the contents of it. Um, so what the goal for today is, I'm gonna provide them with six controversial statements about the top six teams. So essentially, one statement per each team and the boys, including myself, will answer which side of the coin that we're on, and we'll have like 5-10 minutes to debate, and then we'll move on to the next one. I will put the statements in the episode description, so for anyone who's listening, if you want to give your 2 cents on the controversial statements, feel free. The one stipulation that I've given to CJ specifically is that there is zero extensions. CJ is typically very good at weaseling his way out of things, but for this pod, there is no weaseling out of anything. So yeah, just wanted to put it out there. This man's covering his mouth, trying not to laugh, but he knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, just give up two thumbs ups if you yeah?
Wait, me?
Yeah, you. Like who else are we talking to?
Oh, sorry, sorry. I don't know. I just thought, this guy's still using jokes from last season, so I wasn't sure if I should laugh or cry or.
It's not from last season, it's literally from two pods ago when you were like amped, and then
Oh
you
yeah, word.
wait till we get to the prediction section, then I'll answer. And you answered draw.
Yeah, fam. I told you guys
Bro,
why.
don't even remind me, bro. Like that shit was like what?
Bro, you guys are acting like that was unreasonable though. It was a very reasonable prediction, and it was very reasonable what I was doing. We have to go structure by structure to the pod. You can't just jump the gun. You know what I'm
Nah, bro. Not with that whole tune playing you gave us. You know what I mean?
saying?
Yeah, bro.
You didn't rate it? I thought it was good build up. I thought it was good build up anticipation. That's why they put me on some films sometimes. I'm good at putting out the trailers, the teasers early.
Yeah, but then you do the build up and then the climax, right? The delivery has to hit as well.
Pause. Pause that.
Oh,
Anyways.
Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna leave Arsenal and Chelsea for last, for obvious reasons. Don't worry, Laurent, we're just gonna bypass CJ's Um, we're gonna first start off by I think it's fair to start with the champions, Liverpool. So the first statement, and I can repeat it if you didn't hear the first time, the first statement. Liverpool's record summer spend of 428 million contradicts Jurgen Klopp's grandstanding about Arab money. They weren't building, they were buying success.
was
So
you're saying that the current Liverpool is buying success and not building?
it's just a statement. I'm not saying this. I searched, went on multiple forums,
Hmm.
and these are some things that I saw that are getting debated out there. So I'm just posing it to you guys. This is the statement. This is the controversial statement. What do you think? Which side of the coin are you on? So again, Liverpool's record summer spend of 428 million pound contradicts Jurgen Klopp's grandstanding about Arab money in quotations. They weren't building, they were buying success.
Hmm. Ah, I'll let CJ take that one first.
Jeez. And this guy's getting at me for delaying. Um, so which side am I on in terms of like, do I agree? Like,
Do you agree with
what's
the
the question
statement?
essentially? Like, is it based on Jurgen Klopp's response? Like,
Yeah, essentially, Jurgen Klopp, the entire time that he was a manager of
mhm,
Liverpool, and to your point, as good as his teams were, he won one Prem,
mhm,
he won Champions League, right? I think he won a couple Carabao Cups and FA Cups,
yeah,
but the two big ones, he only won one of them.
mhm,
All the time, he always said in the market, "Oh, we can't compete with, the Saudi money." He was against Newcastle's takeover. He would always complain about how much money Man City spent. Um, he never talked about Arsenal because we don't like. Yes, recently we've been spending, but it's
mhm,
not in our culture to be spending crazy like Chelsea. No offense, Laurent, but like Chelsea's culture is keep buying and buying and buying. Like there's no, they spend $1 billion in like two windows.
mhm.
So now the amount of money they're spending this summer, does it kind of contradict what Jurgen Klopp was saying?
Okay. To be honest with you, without having the context of knowing this question ahead of time for me to do my research, I'm going to speak openly about what I do have in front of me so far, or what I know, I should say. And what I know is that I actually am not going to get at Liverpool for the money spent this summer and call it a contradiction, even to what Klopp said, or like, them changing their style from being a club who's based on traditions and building up the club as opposed to a club that just buys, buys, buys. I yeah, I still think it's in line, not necessarily in line with what Klopp said, but it's not a contradiction because they have kept their powder dry, so to speak, over the last couple of transfer windows, right? Like they didn't really spend it all last summer. They just brought in Chiesa, if you guys remember, who wasn't even a pivotal part of their team. So Arne Slot pretty much kept the team that Klopp left. Didn't spend the money really, um, and even before that, like they traditionally have not spent billions and billions or millions and millions of pounds in their last few transfer windows, right? They haven't been built that way. So um, one thing they also do very well is sell, right? They're a very good selling club. So even this summer alone, if you just use the sample size of this summer, they've sold a lot and they've sold well. They sold Nunez well, right, for big money.
And their net, like sale of the outgoings and incomings, I think their actual spend is like around like 260.
Right, there you go. I heard their net spend is even lower than ours, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mhm.
Like because they've just managed to, yeah, again, they sell really well. So that's something they've been able to do over the years. That's not just a this summer thing, right? So the fact that they didn't spend much last summer, the fact that they didn't spend much in January, if I'm not mistaken, the fact that they haven't spent big over the last few windows, right? Like before this season, we managed to spend 100 million before they have, right? This summer, obviously, they finally spent 100 million. They spent it twice on two players. So, long story short for me is, yeah, they've managed to actually they do well with their spending and then the way they allocate their funds, right? And this summer they've been able to do that. Again, the net spend as well being very low in comparison even to Arsenal's, for example, right? Whereas we've spent a lot, but we didn't sell well at all. Another horrible selling summer for us, right? So they brought in good money to kind of offset some of the players that they went out and bought. And the fact that they've again saved their coin, so to speak, by not spending much last summer, um, for example, has maybe allowed them to snap the way they have done this summer. You know what I mean? It's not like, again, we're using maybe the Chelsea or City example, where especially City. Let's use City because City spent 300 mil in January alone, right? And then spent more money this summer, kind of thing. Like they're not just spending stupid money. I still think Liverpool is smart with how they've gone about this. So as much as we said, oh, Liverpool's had like they're playing FIFA manager mode or career mode this summer with what they've been doing, it's almost justified when they've managed to save the way they have, so to speak, and then sell, right? Save their funds for time. It's all about timing. The timing has been right with how they've managed to use their funds, and they've just decided to snap this summer, right? Give Arnie Slot the funds that he wants. To your point, people like you who always criticize him and say, last year's team was Klopp's team and all that. They've backed Arnie Slot and said, here, go again. These are the players. If you want these players, we'll give you the funds for it because you've earned it, you've deserved it, and yeah, the self-sustaining model is the cycle is going right. We're still selling, therefore we're able to maybe spend a little bit more, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a contradiction to what Klopp was saying. I don't necessarily now see Liverpool as this club, like an Arab money club, right, who's just spending stupid money for no reason. I still think they've been smart in how they've done it, and they've kind of earned the right, if that makes sense.
Laurent?
Hmm. Okay. Before I answer this, the amount that was spent on this transfer window by Slot, was it more than what Jurgen has spent at his time during the club?
I can quickly fact check that while you answer.
Yeah, no, because I would like to say that I mean I see CJ made a lot of great points, especially the fact, right, that they've been laying low for a while in terms of what was being taken out of the coffers.
Hmm.
But that being said, right, based on what you gave me here, um,
So
I would see. Sorry.
I was gonna say, so during the Jurgen Klopp's tenure, his
Mm-hmm.
entire tenure, they spent 850 mil.
Mm-hmm.
That's not including outgoings. I'm just talking about how much they spent. So essentially in one window, they
Mm-hmm.
spent half of what Jurgen Klopp spent in his entire um,
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's um that's a lot. And I will say I do want to say that I'm like half and half on that statement, where I can see it the way CJ sees it,
Hmm.
and I can also see it treading into a change of culture for the club, where this could be the new Liverpool in essence, right? Spending big. And yeah, no, because I mean, for one, right, like two big moves. You can say you can say there was multiple big moves actually, multiple key players that they brought in under which would be considered like one window, right?
Yep.
Um, Isaac, Wirtz, Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, Frimpong,
Urquez,
yeah, and
looked at the Italian center back because they couldn't get Marghi over
mhm.
the line.
Yeah, no, and I'd say for a club that stature, I think that's something more of what, like funny enough, like the Chelsea's would do, right? In terms of bringing in big names for big price tags in succession, right? Under a specific window or spell. So yeah, I would say that to me that is unlike what Klopp. I couldn't see Klopp doing what was just done. Right? If I'm being honest, I think Klopp would have taken, probably one or two of those players, and then right, attract talent through other means. So yeah, no, I agree like bipartisanly with the statement that it's leaning towards more so of being nature of buying players now as opposed to right looking to develop and all that. Um, but I think only time will tell, right? Depending on how long he stays and if that's the approach going forward for the club.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Can I just add something real quick to that too, actually, before you
yeah.
come in right at it? Like to piggyback what you were saying, Laurent, when you mentioned, is this the new Liverpool, right, or is this going to be a sign of the times of what's to come
Mm,
for Liverpool, right? It's also a sign of the times in the sense that this is just how the day and age is, right, and how the market is. Pretty much, like you got to spend in order to compete and keep up. And
mm,
again, the Chelseas and the cities of the world who pretty much like started that. Because if we're talking about the older traditional clubs in English football, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, you know, they were always built on building a club, right? Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger specifically in the Premier League era, they haven't spent millions and millions and millions of pounds to be successful, right? They've built their teams essentially, right? When Sir Alex Ferguson brought in Ronaldo's for a nominal fee, small fee, no one really, up and coming star, but um, Murdoch even made the point too, like Ronaldo for 90 mil when he went to Real Madrid versus a 90 mil player now gets you like a Benjamin Sesko unproven, right? Ronaldo, imagine even before he blew up in the Premier League, if Ronaldo was a talent coming up as a young player when they got him from Sporting Lisbon, you probably get that kind of player now for again like close to 80 mil, right? Whereas Ronaldo was
The
bought for a small,
Monday from Stuttgart that just went
yeah,
to Newcastle for 90 mil.
yeah, prospect,
What?
right?
Who? Like
And
it.
it's like these like them times, Fergie and Wenger were bringing in young prospects or young talents, Rooney's and Ronaldo's that were, for a small fees, when Arsenal brought in Thierry Henry, again, small fee for players that people don't really know well, but then end up developing them and they become world stars kind of thing, right? Whereas that kind of talent now, even if they don't, you're somewhat talked about in the media as a young up and coming star, you're going to go for big fees. And Arsenal's and Arsenal didn't really ever want to spend 100 mil on a Declan Rice. I'm convinced, but you have to adapt with the times, or you get left behind. And I think Liverpool has fallen into a similar bracket with that as well. To be honest with you, where you just have to spend the money in order to compete and keep up. Man United, they only spent this much money post Ferguson. I think because they've realized that Man United's just been a shambles, obviously post Fergie, but they had to spend the money because it's like they don't have Fergie in place anymore to kind of keep things intact and run the club. So they're trying to be like, okay, well, shit, well, let's just spend to solve our problems, and that clearly hasn't worked for United. Um, So it's just interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of flag that in terms of, is this a new look Liverpool? I feel like it has to be for them, those type of traditional clubs, where it's like you have to spend now to keep up because of the market, because of what the presidents of some of these other clubs have set over the
That's the
years.
context of things, right? Like everyone talks about how much Mikel Arteta has spent and how much Jurgen Klopp has spent and blah 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 blah. But like the prices of players that were going back when Jurgen Klopp entered the Premier League, like Mo Salah went for 33 mil. In today's market, 33 mil is 120. So it's
Mm,
irrelevant arguments when anybody says, oh, well, Mikel spent more money. Well, Mikel purchased an entire team over the past 6 years. Like, it's a moot point. If Virgil van Dijk went for 70 mil, would we all agree that if he was in his prime currently at that age when he bought him from Southampton, he'd be easily over 120. Easily. If at that time he went for 70. Same thing with Alisson Becker. Alisson went for like 67 mil, is a world record. Now he'd easily be 100 mil. Like
Mm,
it's a moot point. So like I'm on the fence. I agree with you, Lauren. It's I agree with you that I don't think Jurgen Klopp would have. I think that's why he got tired of it because I do agree with him. I think we're getting to a point where we're taking a piss out of what football is all about. And some of
mm,
these players and agents and all the shit that they're doing, trying to like force moves and stuff. I understand the careers are short. I understand that they have to be selfish. I understand this is money that cha it's generational wealth. I understand all those points, but it's taken away from what the meaning of football is, what the meaning of this sport is, what the meaning of like, I fight for my brother. Whereas back in the early 2000s when it was primarily United, Arsenal, and Liverpool fighting for things, like you saw teams playing with each other. They were, working together. They weren't overly concerned about paychecks and things like that and getting the big moves. They wanted to stay at one club forever. Whereas now, it's like, okay, I won something. Now you have to sell me. I'm going to do a gentleman's handshake. Well, you signed a contract for 6 years. Why all of a sudden after 12 months you want to leave?
mm,
So um, I do agree with you, Laurent. I'm on the fence. I think Klopp left at a good time because if Klopp was there now and he was spending this money, completely contradictory to what he
mm.
said. But because it's
Right.
a different manager and like to CJ's point, they haven't spent a lot of money. So, and their net is still less than what we spent this summer.
yeah.
It's not a good selling club. Um, but I think it was a good, I'm glad I picked this one to start because I think like our favorite word is always context. Like the context of things truly does matter. Like Cristiano Ronaldo went to Real Madrid for 90 million. Okay. We can all agree that Walter Mate is not worth that. Hugo Ekitike is not worth that. When Cristiano Ronaldo went for 90. So if Cristiano Ronaldo is going for 90, then in today's market, he's over 200 mil. Would you
Mm.
guys disagree?
Yeah, no, Ronaldo in his prime now for sure. Would if you went for that kind of money back then, like a move from United to Real Madrid should be easily minimum like close to 200 mil.
Right? So it's yeah. So that's the first one. Do you guys understand the flow of what the statements are going to be like? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Are they all around the financial side of things for all the clubs? Okay.
No.
I was gonna say I have to get
Um,
my accountant hat on over here for a fuck.
no. All right, let's go to Nando's FC. Um,
Oh, we're
Tot-
leaving Arsenal Chelsea to last?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. All right.
Um, Tottenham will win more trophies now that Daniel Levy has stepped down as CEO.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll start. Nope, not at all. Like we've seen it. We've already seen it. The small sample size. You go to the Etihad, you dominate City at their ground. And yes, I hear the argument that yes, they've had City's number over the last 6, 7, whatever odd years. And then you come home and you lose to Bournemouth, and it should like the scoreline doesn't do it justice. It should have been 3-0. Like you got absolutely dominated by Bournemouth. You you have that unbelievable performance against PSG. Like why can't you keep it going? You know? So no, I don't think anything's going to change with Daniel Levy stepping down. He still has majority stake. I think Vinay, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. He's there as the acting interim CEO of day-to-day operations. Um, I think it's going to turn to more of a business because he was already approached as soon as he stepped down by some Chinese companies and I believe a Saudi company to take over. If he's fully out of the picture, then I will say yes, but he still has his fingerprints on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
still
know
a
that.
majority owner. He's still a majority owner. I
Okay.
think I think it was like 54.8% or something like that where I read.
So what's he saying? He's just taking like a back seat sort of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. So he's not going to do the day-to-day operations anymore. So to me, nope, I don't think they're gonna. It may not be 24 years, right, till they win the next one, but I don't think they'll win more. I think they'll win maybe a Carabao Cup here and there or something like that, but they won't win more. They'll win one every like 10 years, 15 years.
I feel like I don't know the way you answered the question. Um, it's as though you're able to assess exactly how much of an influence he has on, for when I say the culture at the club,
Mm.
right? And all things that point towards a club getting a certain result, right, out of a season. Now, now that right he's stepping down, it sounds like you're saying that well, whatever that influence is, he's still going to have, correct?
He'll still have that same influence. Maybe not to the same extent, but
Hmm.
I I think he's still gonna be the one who gives the final yes. Like if they're debating between like spending another 20 mil to get I don't know like X player, I think he's gonna be the one to give the final sign off.
Okay, and then so again, you're and we're factoring in right the fact that they got a new manager,
Hmm.
and they're looking pretty decent so far, right? Um, and the question was no trophies in the next 25 years. Is that what?
No, no. I said the statement was that Spurs will win more trophies now that Daniel Levy has stepped down as CEO. So prior to Daniel, he was there for 24 odd years, and they won one major trophy, which was the Europa title this past year,
Okay. Oh
right?
yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna have to say yes off the fact that um yeah, all they'd have to do is win two trophies in the next 24 years to, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes just because of that. I mean, the odds seem pretty solid, and
May the odds ever be in your favor. You
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying?
no. Where's
What? You never watched Hunger Games?
Oh yeah, I didn't know they see that though. All I know is
Yeah,
is it?
the yeah.
Uh,
But
yeah.
when they get selected, they say may the odds ever be in your favor when they're like,
Okay, right.
oh, this
Okay, yeah.
man. All right, CJ.
Yeah, this one is tough because like I'm working with the again the context of not knowing that if he stepped down entirely. Like I didn't know he's still going to be around. If he's still going to be around, then that does like change things. But what it seems, so he's not selling the club. That's just yeah. Okay, let's just confirm that first and foremost. He's not selling the club. But if he's going to be around and he's not going to be part of the day-to-day ops though, like day-to-day operations, he still has involvement. He still has say. It seems like correct based on what you're saying.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, simply with what Laurent said, like the odds are like, even if Levy was around, like full time again, in terms of like heavy involvement on day to day operations, surely they don't go another 20 plus years without like one or two trophies. Even if he stuck around and the direction that they're going in. I say direction because for the last 20 years, no one knows what direction they were going in under his ownership. So maybe I am contradicting myself a bit, but I
Sorry.
mean, mm,
So just want to give you the context. So Levy stepped down as Spurs executive chairman in early September, but will remain a minority owner of the club, holding 29.4% uh shares as of his departure as an executive. Neither Levy or Spurs have offered blah blah blah. They just said that it's for a new direction. Um, but yeah, essentially he's no longer the CEO. Vinay from Arsenal. I don't know. I don't want to butcher his last name, but
he
he's
came from that guy. Ben I came from Arsenal, by the way.
yeah. Vinay came from Arsenal, and then Peter. Where did it go? Peter. Carrington is going to be one of the directors,
Mm. So
non-executive director.
like here's the interesting question for me, and I think this is going to be the one that will help shape all of our answers. Is who signs off on how much funds the sporting director or the manager gets for signing players, right? If Levy's still involved with that, he operates under a certain model of like he's not going to splash the cash like a Chelsea, a City, United kind of thing, right? So he still operates under that type model. If somebody comes in who has free reign and can just spend, then that's going to change things, right? That's why it's crucial to know what kind of role Levy has, if any, now when it
Well,
comes to
he has
that.
30% shares. I would assume that he's going to have a pretty big say.
Mm,
And Vinay was notorious for not releasing that funds at Arsenal. Right? Like you would see Arteta. Remember a couple years ago when Arteta flew to Colorado
hmm
to meet with the Kroenkes? So like I don't think Vinay would push. I think Vinay would just take whatever money he gets and then he would try to stay within those parameters. Um,
Okay, so if they're still operating in that kind of tight budget and they're not just loosely spending, then yeah, you're right. I wouldn't see much changing for Tottenham. But if somebody comes in that has like big stake in the club now, and if he's putting it up for sale and like new ownership comes in completely and is what again, who knows what kind of ownership it could be. Saudi, not Saudi owners, but like the Arab type owners or somebody who's willing to spend. Money talks, right? And that's the kind of
Mhm.
common theme from the crossover of the Liverpool conversation as well. Is like if a new ownership comes in that direction of with majority stake and wants to spend, then that's literally what it's going to be, right? The money's going to talk. Someone who wants to come in and keep up with the times and kind of get Tottenham over the line. Because let's be honest, somebody could do that, right? Like somebody can come in and say, hey, I see a major investment or I see a lot of potential in this club, Tottenham, from a business perspective too, and as well as the sporting model, right? Biggest stadium, probably one of the nicest new stadiums in the Premier League now, right? Sell
mhm.
out, they can host. I don't know how much the stadium holds, but big capacity.
Thousand. No, sorry, no, 70 Spurs.
I think it's even more than the capacity of the Emirates.
It
So,
is, it is 62,850.
mm, okay, yeah. So big, nice, shiny new stadium. A big club. Let's be honest, we all banter, but Tottenham is still a big club in England, right? So somebody can come in and say, kind of like what Daniel Ek did, right? And say, hey, like I want to bring Arsenal back to glory. If you come in with the money and you even if you're a fan or somewhat of a fan or you have some sort of ambition and say, hey, I want to get Tottenham. Imagine an ownership model coming in and saying, I'm under my stewardship. Essentially, I brought Tottenham some sort of glory, right? We don't want that, but like that was my fear was, to be honest with you. So if that doesn't happen, obviously, and then Tottenham stays under the current financial restraints that they're operating under currently, with Levy still involved, then I'm not too worried. But it all depends on who comes in and who's going to be running the ship, essentially, for me.
Let's get your financial hats back on then for the next club. Manchester City, their transfer empire is nothing more than legalized financial doping.
Yo, where do you get these questions, bro?
Bro, I did my research, man. Took me a while to find these.
Yeah, I feel like I mean for this one, shit. Before I get a case for defamation or
I was
whatever,
gonna say, can we just say
I
this
mean
is
like
this is like just statements? These are alleged statements. These are things
we're
just talking about. There's no fact in these these are all alleged things. These are just statements that we're debating.
Hmm.
Can you say it again, Rita?
Yep, I can absolutely say it again. Manchester City's transfer empire is nothing more than legalized financial doping.
I
Ooh.
wanna I wanna agree, but you're gonna have to give us numbers, bro, like so that we can, wrap our heads around. And I assume, are you referring to the Klopp? No, I'm sorry, the Pep era, or even slightly even before?
Before that too,
Right.
oh my God, what was it? Pellegrini.
Mm,
Pellegrini, Mancini.
Hold on. Manchester City spends since the
yeah, and relative to the other big six clubs, like I'd like to know how much was.
Premier League net spend over the last 5 years. Okay, so let's just start with the last 5 years. United are the
See,
first.
Pep's argument always was that other clubs spend just as much. I don't know if you guys heard him come out and say that in press conferences.
Yeah, he always says that. But there's a different way that other clubs. So the last, okay, so their net spend is low because they've been winning a lot. But um, so in 2000, okay, so in 2008 when Sheikh Mansour took over.
Yeah.
So from 2008 to 2010, so that's keep in mind those are years where like the market wasn't crazy, right? Like you're not
Mhm.
spending 100 mil buying players. During that 2 year window, they spent 320 million pound.
Are you serious? At
Yes,
that time?
yes,
Holy shit! I didn't even know it was that big. That's
yes,
crazy.
yes.
Do you guys
Regardless
remember?
of
Sorry.
any revenue, that's how much they spent.
Wow. Because yeah, at that time, obviously, that's when they're first catching up, right? They got to play
Yes.
catch up. That's when they're
And that's a
first starting.
lot, like that's a lot of money.
Mm, in 2 years, yeah. At
In
that
two
time,
years, and to be fair, okay, if if that was 2008, 2010, if that was Arsenal, if that was Liverpool, if that was Chelsea, if that was United, I wouldn't even say anything because I'm like, okay, we're still winning, we're relevant, we're in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure during that time, United was winning Prems, Chelsea won a couple Prems, right? We won a couple FA Cups. So there was a rationale behind it. Like there's like you can say, oh, this is why. City just got fucking promoted from like League One to Championship to Prem, and they're spending 320 like that during it. And keep in mind, during a time that like the biggest transfer is like 25 mil.
Hmm.
So that's just a 2 year sample size.
do
I
you
don't
guys
know.
remember? Do you guys remember their first big signing? The one that started the whole Man City era. Laurent, you remember?
No.
Really? You guys don't remember? I'll give you a hint. He's Brazilian.
Oh, Fernandino?
No, Robinho.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow, come on, man. You guys don't remember that? How long you guys been watching the Prem, man? Yeah, man.
um,
That was the big signing that like shook the world. Like that's the one that kind of like started it all.
since Pep came, they spent 2 billion pound.
jeez.
So I don't know if you want me to keep looking at numbers.
Wait, Pep has been there what, like 6 years?
I think that probably more. I think
More than
since like
that.
2016, maybe.
Man City.
I think he was there since 2016.
Oh, here we go.
It's like
Yeah,
nine,
yep,
nine,
2016.
9 years. Um,
So is that
They
reasonable?
essentially spent 200 mil a year.
Yeah, 22 billion times nine or divided by nine.
and how much did Arteta spend for this team?
1 billion and six.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So in I doubt in 3 years Mikel's gonna spend another billion.
Honestly, man, based off the numbers just at a glance, off the top of my head, relative to what I assume the other clubs would be spending, I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree with the statement. Um, yeah, I'd have to agree.
Legalized financial doping? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that's that's what we're saying it is.
Controversial, bro. Holy. That 115 is valid, huh? For a reason. It's there for a reason. They say where there's smoke, there's fire. So
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
no, yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with the.
Like, look, the saying, what is the saying? How does the saying go? If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck. Like, you spent 320 mil in 2 years during a time where, like, during an era where, like, the biggest transfers again are like 25, 30 mil. They're not like now if you say someone spends 320 mil in 2 windows, you're gonna say, wow, they're pretty financially smart. Like that's not a lot of money during over 2 years, right? Because you saw Arsenal pretty much spend 320 in one window. We spent 240 something.
Hmm.
So here's some other numbers. So since 2000, this is the gross spent, not the net. So I'm not talking about how much
mhm.
money they earn. This is just the gross. So since 2008, Chelsea has spent 4 billion, Manchester City 3.1 billion, Manchester United 2.8 billion, Liverpool 2.1 billion, Arsenal 2 billion, Spurs 1.7 billion. Now keep in mind City spent 3.1 billion, but two out of that has been spent since Pep took over. So since 2016. In 9 years, they spent 2 billion. But again, from 2008 to in an 8-year window, they spent $1 billion during an era where like players sat like wages or like transfer fees weren't as
Mm,
inflated as they are now.
so they overspent in a way, you could say.
Like, you know, it, listen, I come up with the statements to me. I think I think
But
there's something fishy going on.
now, if you're a Man City fan, do you look at that and be like, well, we did what was required for us to secure, right, these titles, to build up our club. This was necessary,
No,
right? And
the spend, listen, I don't have an issue with the spend.
mhm,
My issue is like again, I'll come back to my point about during that 2-year window.
mhm.
What did City win in that 2-year window that could justify them spending that much money? When you look at teams that are getting promoted, like if we go back a couple years when Forest got promoted, right?
They didn't. There's nothing on the field that justified why they would spend that much. Is the owners? We all know that the owners came in
Yeah.
and the oil money took over. That's what it was. That's why they spent that to catch up, right? It wasn't based on any success on the field.
And look
We
at
know that.
Newcastle struggling right now. Like they can't spend that money because now FFP is in, right? It made an uneven playing ground, right?
Yo, I just actually double checked what you were saying, and I actually can't believe that this is correct. The biggest transfer signing in the Premier League in 2008 was Robinho to Manchester City for 32.5 million. This transfer fee set a new British club record at the time, and it was the first major signing following the Abu Dhabi takeover. So, bro, you're right. 32 mil was a British record at that time in 2008. That's
Yeah.
like chump change now.
You can't get anyone for 32. You can get like a Lakonga, like
That's
you're like
crazy, bro. Robinho, for
Robinho
32
during that time.
mil.
Like Robinho 32 mil now is at least 90,
Hmm.
right? And they set the record. During a time where it's like saying like Wrexham, you guys all know Wrexham, right? It's like saying Wrexham get promoted to the Prem, and when they get promoted, they spend 320 mil out of nowhere. I'm sorry, you were non-league, and all of a sudden you're in the Prem, and you're like what?
To be fair though, let's fact check this though. Let's see how long Man City's been in the Premier League because it wasn't like they just got promoted that year to the Premier League and then spent. They
Okay,
would have been in the league a few years before that.
let's see, get promoted. So the Prem. 2000, the promotion top tier, they regained promotion, remained in the Prem since. So okay, so they got promoted in 01
Yeah, 01
and
02
they
season.
remained. Yeah.
Mhm. in the Premier League since 2002, 2003.
But but in 7 years, if you don't win anything and you're mid-table, like that, there's no way that at that time you're able to spend 320 mil in 2 years. During that time, Chelsea, Arsenal, United were way more successful. Even Liverpool were way more successful, and they were not spending that much money.
Well, so that's when the new owners came and did that.
2008. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of alludes to the point CJ was making with Tottenham, right? That's kind of all it takes.
Yeah, it's the owner. It's the ownership.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but wait, I think are we all in agreement on this that what is it? Financial
Legalized
thing?
financial doping.
Legal, yeah.
I agree. I agree with you, Laurent. I think it looks a little it looks a little odd. Looks a little odd.
Mm.
CJ, would you say you're in agreement?
Yeah,
Disagree?
yeah, for me, like there's smoke where there's smoke, there's fire. Like maybe, and again, the 115 stuff. Like it may not all necessarily be true, but bro, there's got to be something in there where they're guilty of something.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause that's just crazy work.
So going to the red side of Manchester, Manchester United. Um, so the statement is Manchester United's struggles since Sir Alex Ferguson are due to the managerial appointments and not due to the ownership.
Mm. Mm.
Yo, I got you guys all fucked up with these statements, huh?
This is a good one, actually.
Yeah, I like this
Yo,
one.
take a bow, take a bow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Uh,
So,
can
do
you repeat it
you
one more
want me
time?
to go? Do you want me to go find the managers since Sir Alex?
No, if it actually, well, first thing, can you just repeat the question? I just want to think about this one for a sec.
Yeah, so the statement is Manchester United's struggles since Sir Alex Ferguson are due to managerial appointments, um, and not due to their ownership.
See, when I hear it out loud, it actually almost it's kind of an easy answer for me. It's an easy answer because who hires these managers? The owner, the ownership. And Ronaldo called everybody out in that interview he did with Piers Morgan, famously, right? Um, where he said everything is wrong at that club from the time that he left to the time that he returned. Bro, Ronaldo was batting up the fucking the tea lady, the kit man, the fucking the state of the training ground, right? All of that, right? Like what's the common denominator there that is in charge of all that? The stadium, right, breaking down and falling apart, the stadium looking outdated, everything looking outdated. Like that's all under the ownership, right? That's what all stems from, right? Accountability in any line of work or any walk of work in any institution, any organization. Things are going wrong. What's the first thing that people are going to look at, right? The leader, who's at the top, right? So yeah, all these managers have sucked, but bro, who signs off on bringing all these managers in?
So 2013 to 2022,
Yeah, David Moyes, our favorite.
it was the Glazer ownership and Ed Woodward. 2022 to present, it was Richard Arnold. And then 2024 onward, it was Ineos, which is
Oh, so that's three different owners across
I don't know,
those.
not three different owners,
No,
but like
no.
like the Glazers are still the owner,
Yeah,
but
they
like
have been
it
for a
was
while.
different CEOs.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, you know how like Daniel Levy is still the like part owner,
Mm-hmm.
but his CEO is Vinay.
Right, okay, I see what you're saying.
So the manager since Ferguson, post Ferguson, David Moyes, 2013 to 2014, which was a chosen successor by Fergie himself. He was there for 1 year. Giggs was the interim from April to May. Then Louis Van Gaal was there for 2 years, 2014 to 2016. Then Jose, the special one, for 2 years, from May 2016 to December 2018. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the caretaker. Then he was permanent from December 2018 to to November 2021. Then Michael Carrick took over November to December 2021. Then Ralph Rangnick came over as the interim December 2021 to May 2022, which is when CJ was talking about the Ronaldo interview, then Eric Ten Hag, May 2022, and
Ten
then Ruben
Hag.
Amorim.
Who was the most successful manager?
Probably Jose.
No, sorry, Ole. If we're looking at okay, so if we're looking at
Trophies.
okay, trophies, uh,
Jose. Surely.
Jose won Europa and League Cup in 2017. Van
Hmm.
Gaal won FA Cup in 2016. Um,
Actually, I think.
Ole, yeah, he reached multiple semifinals in 2021 Europa final.
Funny enough, Ten Hag has a couple, right? A couple trophies
Yeah,
too.
2023 League Cup. Yeah, he's the first trophy since Mourinho.
Hmm.
Ole didn't win any trophies.
No, he got to the final, lost, and he reached multiple semis. And I think he finished second one year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But no PLs for none of those managers.
No.
No, fam. They haven't won a Premier League since 2013.
Yeah. Like I agree with you, CJ, that I think, like ultimately, yes, it is the owners who give the sign off, but also like your platform and the way that the club was designed was similar to Arsenal, right? Like you have one person who comes in and you work with them to kind of see out their vision, right? We're not a Chelsea, we're not a club that just constantly goes through people, right? You're gonna come in, we're gonna see it all out unless something drastically happens, unless we don't see improvements. So like a lot of their signings, like Jose was, in my opinion, the worst signing of them all because Jose just wants to win now. He's not interested in building, right? I think when they got to Oli, I think they could have kept him for a little bit longer. Ten Hag was just a failure. I think Ten Hag was just he's just an idiot. You guys heard he got sacked after 2 games
Yeah.
in Leverkusen because like everything was just terrible and he was getting into arguments with his own coaching staff that he brought over to Leverkusen. I think they could have given David Moyes more time because I think Moyes has proven like he's a winner. No, I'm being serious, but like it's a pressure that Unai Emery, like we had this conversation, right? If you even said it yourself, CJ. If Unai was still in charge, he probably would have won more trophies. He probably would
Emery,
have won a ton,
in hindsight, Emery should have been given more time. Yeah.
right? Same thing with David Moyes. I'm not saying that he would have 100% won the Prem, but
Yeah.
at least he would have been able to like kind of establish things. Because in a year, Alex Ferguson's handprints are all over that franchise. So when you're like quick to sack him, you're not going to let anyone kind of establish themselves and establish how they want to run the club, So um,
Mm.
I would say I'm on the fence. I would say I'm 50-50. I think it does have obviously partly to do with the owners because they make the decision and the board, but I think I would also say it's 50% with the type of managers that they signed.
Wait. So then, but ultimately, yeah. So ultimately, you're agreeing though. Like you're saying, it's the manager, it's the ownership then.
I guess ultimately, then yes. Ultimately, yeah. I think. No. I think the
Hmm.
ownerships could have given them more time. I think some of the appointments were correct, but I don't think the ownership gave them enough time. And I don't know if it's because the ownership, got, they got cold feet because of the fans and the pressure, right? Because everyone knows United fans hate the Glazers. They want
Hmm.
um so but Laura, enough from CJ and I. What are your thoughts on this?
Hmm. Uh, managers or owners? Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree um with the manager aspect. One because I feel like from especially from the high that they were coming off of with the previous manager, I mean, you have to have things in place, right? Like truly to make sure that that club runs smoothly, right? After the fact. And I felt like it was just complete downturn from ever since he left. And yeah, that to me, I credit more so on, right, like the people up top, not having the proper structure there. And now it's almost like, well, no matter who we bring in, we can't get this right. We can't get this to work. Yeah. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna go with the owners on this. Uh, plus two, the managers. I mean, again, not there for too much of an extensive period of time to even be able to gauge properly, right?
Mm.
As to whether it was of their doing or not. So yeah, to me, I'm gonna say managers. Sorry, owners.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Chelsea. Then we'll finish with Arsenal. I'm scared to say this because I know I'm just Laurent's face. I'm just preparing myself mentally. Chelsea's trophy haul since the early 2000s was all bank balance, no backbone.
Wait, as in like it was bought for? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you're essentially saying like back to the first statement, right? With Liverpool and them like buying themselves a team. That's what you're saying we did to get those.
Well, Liverpool didn't spend a lot of money and their net spend was lower this year. But yes, what the statement is saying, not what I'm saying, what the statement is saying is that all the trophies that Chelsea won in the early 2000s were bought, not based off of like backbone and development.
Hmm. Hmm. Man, I do wish you let us know ahead of time with some of these statements, so to make sure I get my facts correct before I even answer, right? But because now the question becomes, well,
Between
uh,
2014-15 and 2024, so within that 9-year window, um, you
wait,
got
2014 to 20
sorry,
to
2014, sorry, 20 like the 2014-15 season to 2024, like that
mhm,
that window when there was like a slight transition with Abramovich with all that stuff that was going on with Russia.
mhm,
You guys spent just under 3 billion.
mhm,
And then when Todd Bowley took over, sorry, he took over in 2022. My apologies. He took over in
mhm,
2022. When he took over as in 2022, you guys spent 1 billion in two transfer windows.
mm.
But if we go before that, um, so from 2000 to 2014, you guys spent 1.8 billion.
So over the course of 14 years, 1.8 billion. And what was the average spent for clubs in that era?
Sorry, my apologies. From 2000 estimate gross. Sorry, you guys spent you guys spent 2 billion during that. So average,
Over 14 years.
yeah, Premier League club spend. uh, so the average spend. So the average. So Chrono provides up. So each transfer was roughly 3 million. So average, I would say like 4 million. Um, so average spend during that time was just under 1 billion, 900 million.
Mm,
Some clubs were like closer to like 50 million, which were probably like the promoted clubs, and the majority of them were like in the middle, like half a million. Sorry, half a billion.
Right, right.
So average gross spend early 2000s was 40 million, mid to late 2000s was 60 million, and then by 2013-14 was like 70. So overall it's anywhere from 30 million to 60 million per season in that 14 years.
And ours was
2 billion.
relative 2 billion, and which is an average of what per season?
So 2 billion. Oh, you're making me do math. So
Shit, what do you expect coming at us with these Okay, yeah, no, so we definitely spent way more over average. Wait, hold on.
so you guys spent 142.9 million per year on average.
Yeah.
This is between what years?
14 years, so 2000 to 2014.
Yeah, no, so we're over that by 100% over the average spend. Um and yeah, I mean if you factor in even the homegrown talent, I mean I'd be inclined to agree with the statement, if you present it that way.
I don't want to take anything away. Listen, I'm not taking away anything from what the players did on the pitch. The
Hmm.
players can't control what the club is doing. So I'm not going to take anything away from the players. Like even if the 115 comes out and it says that oh blah 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 blah, like the players had no part in this, at least from our understanding, right? So I don't even want to take anything away from like the players at Chelsea or City because they still you can we're all played FIFA and done a sim to the end of the season and we made a superstar team and we didn't win the Prem or we didn't win Champions League, right? We didn't win the quadruple. So it can happen. I don't want to take anything away from the players, but the club, we always give you banter, see, Laurent. Like, there's no heritage, there's no history because it's been bought. So here are the numbers. So what say you?
Hmm. Because it's been bought. I mean, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, I think that for all clubs, it is bought at some level. It's just some have deeper pockets than others, right? Uh, but yeah, no, I think you're buying, even if when you guys win yours, right? I'm pretty sure.
100%. This team has
Mm-hmm.
been bought, but we built from the ground up,
Mm,
right? Like Wenger couldn't spend in the 2000s, right? Because we built the Emirates, which was a renowned stadium at that time, right? Once the debt was paid off, then you saw, Ozil, you saw Aubameyang, like you saw those players coming through. So he had to go like I think CJ Carmero was like 10 years or so, not being able to spend anything, even though he was finishing top four every year. He was, still getting to FA Cup finals. He won a couple FA Cups here and there, right? So
yeah, no. Hmm, I'll say yeah, we did splurge some cash
yeah.
to and that led to trophies, obviously. Um, but yeah, cash was splurged. That cannot be denied. So
CJ?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think so too. I think like yeah, there's only one right answer again here. Like for me, it's like Chelsea they had to do it to catch up, right? They were the pioneers again, even before City. when it comes to like before City came around, Chelsea was the first one that everyone talked about as this club that just spent to compete, spent to catch up to again the three traditional clubs and who are still the biggest clubs in England, I will say, in Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Like those are the three traditionally the three biggest clubs in England, right? Um, Chelsea had to do a lot to catch up, and they're catching up in terms of like that's what I'm saying. Even from an Arsenal perspective, we got to look over our shoulder in terms of how much overall trophies Chelsea are in terms of Chelsea's catching up in that regards in terms of overall trophies, right? They already have a couple trophies that we don't have in terms of the big years, right? The Champions League and whatnot. So that couldn't have been done without the spending. Let's be real, like over time, you guys ran the numbers year over year what Chelsea has done and how much they spent in order to compete. That just it's no coincidence why they're the most decorated club over that same time period. I think
Mhm.
even more so than Man City. I saw something recently where Chelsea is the most decorated English club uh, since the time they won their first Prem, pretty much. So credit to them, as you said, like the players go on the pitch and they still got to do what they got to do on the pitch and perform. They've done well to keep up, and whilst there's controversy over Roman Abramovich, one thing no one can deny is that he was an owner that wanted to win, and he made sure he did whatever he could. So Chelsea fans obviously love him for that, right? He's brought their club glory um, and all that. Whether he did it the right way, wrong way, right, whatever, the trophies are not going to be taken away. I don't really believe in taking away trophies after the fact. They've won it. Same with the Man City thing. Like, you're gonna go, what are you gonna do now? Go and take back all those trophies? Like, it's history. The history is there. No one can take away that. That Aguero moment from 2012. Like, it's there.
Yeah, that gives you chills because the players had not like they didn't know. They still had to go out there and perform.
And compete. Yeah. So I still, yeah. Well, I credit Chelsea for all the success that they've had, and in some cases, we wish it was us, right, in terms of the European trophies, especially. But there's no denying that, yeah, they've caught up in this 20-year gap, right, from 2004 till now. They've caught up because of the money that has been splashed in order
So
to
here,
create their history.
to your point, so here are the trophies. Premier League titles. So this is from 2000, the 2001 season all the way to last season. Okay, so the 24-year, 25-year time span. Chelsea's won five Premier Leagues, five FA Cups, two EFL Cups, two Champions League, two Europa Leagues, two Super Cups, one FIFA Club World Cup, which I mean would be two, or would it be one because the first one got scrapped? Anyways, one or two FIFA Club World Cup and one Conference League. United 13 titles, one FA Cup, two EFL Cup, two Champions Leagues, one Europa, one Super Cup, one FIFA Club World Cup in 2008.
I don't think this is United. Are you talking about Man United?
Yeah,
Champions? They haven't won two Champions Leagues since '01. Because I think they won the
7 and 10.
huh?
Oh, 7 and 10.
No, no, that's not true.
Oh, you're right. All right, well then I guess Google's giving me the wrong. All right.
The Champions League that they did win in this time period um,
Was
was
the
I think '08.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was oh 08. Okay, so the oh 08 one is there, so I don't know why
Mm.
the 2009-10 was who did win in 2000?
2009 was Barca. I think 2010 was the Inter one, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. Inter
yes.
versus
So
Bayern. Yeah.
that one, so one Champions League. Prems for City 10, seven FA Cups, eight EFL Cups, one Champions League, one Super Cup, and one yeah, FIFA
Bro,
Club Cup.
all this shit that I'm hearing is making me think that we need to get our fucking shit together, bro. Like,
Let's
holy.
laugh. Let's hold on. It's coming. Let's laugh. Premier League, Arsenal, three, five FA Cups. Um, sorry, no, it should be six FA Cups. See, that's why you can't trust Google. Two EFL Cups and seven Community Shields. And then Liverpool won. Surely they won more than one Prem, no? Just
Two.
no, two, yeah, two. This list isn't updated. Two FA Cups, two EFL Cups, two Champions Leagues, one Europa, four Super Cups, and one Club World Cup. And then Spurs. one Europa and one EFL Cup 2007, 2008. Although that doesn't sound right. Did they
It
win?
is, yeah, that is right, yeah.
Okay. Well then, it's a small list for Nando's FC, but we're pretty small too, our list. So I would say Chelsea are the most decorated next to City. So the two doping clubs are the biggest. I mean, it's true that they're the ones who have spent the most. No, when you look at the facts, they're the two clubs that
Two
spent the most.
doping clubs. Ah.
I mean, anyways. All right, let's let Laurent roast us a little bit. Here's the final one. Final statement before we wrap it up. Arsenal always play silky football when they are ahead, but when they concede, they lack the backbone to adapt. So again, Arsenal always play silky football when they are ahead, but when they concede, they lack the backbone to adapt.
Well, at least this one isn't like, an accountant question. I don't need to put my accountant hat on. But like this one is a weird one
How could it
because
be an accounting question when Arsenal don't fucking have a bankroll like Chelsea or the City, bro?
listen, man, I am not defending Arteta on this one. This guy has been given bare money, so let's not even go there. Since Arteta's been around, bro, the money that he's been given, I know you talked about the context in that, but
No, 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 you're right. You're right.
um, this one almost sounds like a question that like was for Arsene Wenger's era, to be honest, though, because
It's the entire. It can go back as far as you want.
because shit, under Arteta, do we even play silky football? Like that's the first thing I'll say.
Yeah, that's I was
Um,
actually gonna point that out too.
you know what
Like
I mean? Like
the
it's not like we play great football now. This sounds like a question that was like more so for the Wenger era. Because one thing I will argue is Arteta's team does have that sort of backbone that Wenger's team maybe didn't have. As the cojones, as Troy Deeney's once said. Like when we're behind, I have no doubt that we do have the spirit to get back in games. However, saying that now, we, as I said to you last season, actually, Merdad, is when we didn't have that clinical edge in front of goal. If we went behind, I was fearful for us because we don't have, like I said, we didn't have that clinical striker. We didn't have the cutting edge. So whereas we struggle with low blocks, if a team ever went ahead against us, I feared for the worst for us because like how the hell are we going to get back in games because we don't know how to break down low blocks.
Mm.
Um, so this is almost it's an interesting question because it seems like it comes from two different eras for me. Because one, we don't play silky football now, so um, I think that's definitely true in some of the Wenger eras. To be honest with you, the latter end of Wenger's reign, where we play the best football in the league, and everyone would admit to that. We played, they called us the Barcelona of the Premier League, but yeah, we lacked cojones for certain things, right? When it came to the physical side of the game, the Stoke Cities, the Burnleys, the rough and tough. That cold rainy night in Stoke is the famous expression, as they say. Like Arsenal's uh, under the second half of Wenger's reign wasn't really up for the fight that way more often than not. Sometimes if we conceded, we would go on to concede loads of goals, especially against the big teams, right? Um, against the top six clubs, or like the Liverpools or the Chelseas and the Uniteds. If we ever went to Stamford Bridge or Old Trafford or Anfield in the later Wenger years, if we concede one, we're conceding many type shit. That was always kind of the thing. So I'll give Arteta the credit for, again, we've had a very good top six record since he's been in charge. We've been tough to beat against the big sides. It's just a matter of obviously trying to break down like the mid-table teams, right, with the low blocks and whatnot. Um, but yeah, for me, that reigns true in the Wenger era, not so much in the Arteta era. I think this team definitely has, the will to compete and has the heart and the character. There's definitely characters in this team, and there's a never say die attitude with Arteta's team. The mentality, I'll never question the mentality of Arteta's teams. That's for sure. We saw it in the first year that we challenged for the Premier League. To be honest with you, the 22-23 season, right? And in those games against, remember the famous game against Bournemouth when we were down 2-0 with 20 minutes to go, the Reece Nelson winner, right? So games like that in Arteta's reign, um, I don't question that. We have character, we have heart, we have the will to get back into any games. It's just my thing has always been the quality, right? Do we have the quality to break down low blocks once we go behind? That's more so, I think, the question. And that's more so the concern, I would say, for me. This season should be different, right? With the firepower and the ammunition that we brought in, I shouldn't be concerned now with us breaking down low blocks, or I shouldn't even be concerned with us going behind this season. But I think it would have been a quality issue in Arteta's era, to be honest with you. When we go behind, that we may concede. Sorry, we may, if we go behind, that we may not get back in the game simply because we didn't have the tactical structure or the quality on the pitch to break down a low block. And I put that again on Arteta.
Laurent?
Yeah, no. I agree with what CJ said. Even initially when the question was posed, or the statement, sorry, I immediately started to think about that specific goal that y'all had. It was like Barca tiki taka, as they say.
Oh, the Jack Wilshere?
I can't even remember who the hell scored that, but all I know is the ball was going, like
Giroud hit
one
it
in.
back.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it was against Norwich?
Norwich, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, no, so to me, like the silky football that your statement was trying to describe that's what it reminded me of, right? As opposed to the current era and the current team that you guys have. But yeah, contrast it. If you contrast that with what you guys do have now, right, is you guys have more so the grit um, behind the players, right? I'd say that's what makes you more so defensively sound, uh, and allows you, right, to go X amount of games, conceding, right, X amount of goals. And I think at some point you guys too were leading in all sorts of defensive stats, especially with one or two players on the pitch. I think it was like whenever Gabriel and Thing were on the pitch, right? You guys haven't conceded for X amount of games.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I say that's what you guys have going for you now. Um, but yeah, no. So I feel like given that, I don't think the question can be answered the way it was posed, right?
Mm.
Given the fact that it's the style where the stylish style of play isn't present now. It was present when your
But it
previous
can
manager.
still be answered. It just maybe doesn't apply for this iteration, right? Like all the other questions were majority of them were not even about this era.
Wait, but then the second point of the question was, but then when you're down a goal, right? The style isn't there anymore, right? That's what it was.
Well, yeah, like we lack the backbone, and I would still argue, like to CJ's point, yeah, we are more dominant now than we were during the Wenger era, but I would still say that we still lack some backbone because we're still like struggling when we're facing.
But you see that, and that's what I'm saying. That's a quality and a tactical issue. That's not, you can't challenge again, as I say, the mentality of the team. We know based on what Arteta has done. The credit to him is that he has instilled character and bravery and challenge and strength in the team, in the sense that yeah, we do have a will to win and a never say die attitude. It's just, do we have the quality, and are we set up tactically to get over the line? I don't think that that's so to speak, a character thing or a backbone thing. I think it's, we've lacked the quality, right? Or we've lacked the tactical nous to be able to get back into a game.
Hmm.
There's no doubt
Wait,
that
when
we have the heart to want to get back into a game, right? With the players that we have on the pitch, we have the right characters in place. It's just, again, it's just, are we set up in a way to get back into games? And I would argue that we haven't been under Arteta because, again, he makes his like subs. He makes subs too late. We play U-shaped football. We didn't have a clinical striker, right, to get us back into games, or a clinical goal scorer. I put that down more so to quality and tactics.
Yeah.
wait, are you guys now acknowledging that quality that the gap has been made, given the
Absolutely,
most
should be.
recent?
Yep.
There's no excuses anymore. You got a number nine, the creative, you got the creative 10 that can play on the left as well. You have your back line, and you even got another two defenders to ensure that any injuries happen, which we saw happen against Liverpool. Mascara came in, and to be honest with you, yes, he's no Saliba, but I don't think he missed a beat. When you look at the entire game, yeah, sure, he had a couple moments at the beginning of the game, but he didn't miss a beat, right?
Mm,
You got Hincapié who can play off the left. He can give Gabriel some rest, right? All the holes that we had in the team, aside from a out and out left winger, were filled.
mm,
So the quality is there now. If Arteta doesn't win one of the big ones, like it might be time. Like I don't even think like I know I said earlier when the season just started, I said like the domestic double would be enough for me. But more and more, like I'm starting to realize like maybe that was like an overstatement. Because I think if he gets a domestic double, like I believe I said I still wouldn't be happy. Like I would stomach it and I think it would buy him time, but I wouldn't be happy because you're getting Gyökeres, Eze, all these guys are coming here to what? To win the domestic double? Not good enough.
mm.
Really, eh? I feel like you'd be happy with that.
I would be happy, but it's not good enough. We just went through the list of the trophies that Chelsea, City, even United have won. And dare I say, even Spurs, they have a European trophy now.
Wait, so now, actually, what are the stats for Arsenal when you guys concede first, when you're the first team to concede? Like how many of those games, right, are points gained, points lost?
I don't even remember the last time we've come back from behind to win a game.
Really?
Yeah, off the top of my head, at least.
Hmm.
I just remember us mostly having won games from like leading positions already.
Right, right.
Hopefully Google doesn't mess around this time.
Is that worrying for you guys?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm,
it is. Because to be honest with you, under in Wenger's era, I had plenty of faith that whenever we would concede,
mm.
we would come back at some point, no doubt.
Right, right.
Last year alone, so last year alone, we managed to win one out of every three match after conceding first. So 33% win rate
Mm,
after conceding first. That's terrible.
mm. Jesus. Yeah.
So, I mean, the context, which is our favorite word, if you go back to the Wenger era, 2014-15, when we conceded first, we only won 3 out of 22 matches.
Whoa, what?
So, so
Three?
during, so during the 2014-15 season, we
Mm.
conceded first, we won 3 out of 22.
Where you conceded first.
Yes,
So that's even worse than
it is. Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, Murdad. Repeat that one more time. Repeat that one more time.
In the 2014-15 season,
Oh, that okay. The one season. Okay,
yes, just the one season I'm talking about.
okay, okay.
So we won 3 out of 22. Six of them were draws, 13 were losses.
mm,
14, 15. Okay, okay. Actually, funny, yeah. Like Laurent, I was saying actually. Funny enough, I was saying that in Wenger's time, I would have had more faith that we'd come back from behind. But at the same time, I was kind of challenging Arsenal's ability to show character
hmm
in Wenger's era. I think I more so meant against the top six sides, like in the top again against the top six sides of the big clubs in Europe. Sorry, in the Premier League. Whenever we went behind, especially away from home to those big teams, I always felt like yeah we're not coming back. And it was just a matter of how many we would get beat by, especially when we went away to the big grounds. Whereas I think actually back then against the lower league teams, um, I did always think in Wenger's time that we would come back just because the brand of football that we played with a lot of attacking talent on the play on the pitch. especially at the Emirates, right? When we went behind at the Emirates to like a mid to low table team, I always thought with our brand of football, the way we play, Wenger's teams, he had a very good his teams had a very good ability to break down low blocks for sure with all that creative talent on the pitch. Like we used to have like Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, Santi Cazorla, Ozil, Sanchez, all those guys on the pitch at the same time. It was just too much creativity um, and flair to just break teams down, right? So funny
Mm.
enough, back then I had no concerns that we could break down low blocks against like sort of weaker opposition, so to speak.
Remember
And I
the
wasn't, yeah.
this game in 2012? Sorry, do you remember that game in
Which
2012?
game?
There's one game in 2012, 7-5.
Oh, Reading. Yeah, yeah, the League Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that game.
mad game.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. That's the thing,
I
man.
think
Yeah,
us
we are,
doing that now.
huh?
I can't see us doing that now.
Yeah, scoring 7 goals in a game.
Well, I mean, we did last season, but like,
But you guys scored five in
Against Sporting.
is
yeah,
that what you guys faced? No, you
Oh,
guys
you're talking about
Leeds.
Leeds a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
yeah, but like seven, and to come back in the manner which we did.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember us doing that a number of times like, in Wenger's reign against the lower teams, and that was more of a quality thing, right? We had quality to do that. But like I said, what I will say, where that was a quality thing, why I had belief, right, in Wenger's time, I had belief because of the quality. I think this team, I think Arteta's team, have more, again, more of this, right? More mentality,
Hmm.
more courage, more belief in what they're doing, right? Like that never say die attitude. So they have like the cojones, they have the heart. Um, that's my belief at least. It's just a matter of now matching the heart with the quality on the pitch, right, to get over the line to do it.
Huh? Well, what did you guys think? Did you guys like the statements?
I mean, I liked it. It was definitely different, but like I said, for those financial ones, yo, like I think we're gonna need a heads up on that to at least, on our end, do a bit of research, make sure, right? We get all our facts straight.
Or
Um,
I'll just come with more numbers next time. If I do this again, I'll just come with more numbers. I'll have the numbers ready.
yeah, or you could, like I said, let us know ahead of time.
And there's no
Yeah,
extensions here. I don't want to give
yeah.
CJ. CJ is gonna be like staying up to like 4 a.m. like doing the research and be like, well, on this day and this month, this second, this happened. Like, no, no, bro, no extensions. Just shoot it from the hip. No,
This
Oh
guy's like
man.
that professor who like comes with the exam and he doesn't give his students the proper time to like prepare.
nah,
That's the kind of teacher he is, bro.
100%,
So some typical Stong bullshit, bro.
bro. I mean, we win. We're winners.
Yeah, you guys get fired for your financial doping. That's what you guys should be doing. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Saying that that's statement number seven, eh?
Legit, bro. Holy, these guys are 116, fam. Forget 115. What the hell?
116. Don't kill me.
Oh man.
Fuck. All right. We'll be back to our regular schedule. Um, Premier League's back this weekend.
Yeah, fuck, bro.
We'll,
Finally.
yeah,
Fuck this
we'll preview
international break.
everything.
Feels like
Um,
ages.
I know, bro. Fuck, man. Fucking hate international breaks.
yeah. Let's just hope for the next couple days. No injuries, knock on wood for Arsenal or Chelsea.
Yeah, I think we picked up a 1-2 injury actually.
Did you?
Yeah, from one of our Isugu? Isugo. Yeah, I think
Who?
he Isugo.
Is he in your bomb squad or is he in your like actual starting lineup? Like, if he's part of the bomb squad, I could care less.
No, I think this guy is part of the. Hold on.
He's part of the bomb squad because like I've never heard of his name.
Yeah, like who are you talking about?
Hold on, let me check something.
While you're checking too, Does fucking Raheem Sterling still play football, bro? Like, what's he saying? Is he still
No,
in
he's
Chelsea?
out. He's practicing with the bomb squad. He's just not like.
Yeah, no, this guy is bro. He's part of our yeah, he's on the bench, bro. Like he was on the bench last game.
I'm literally just saying,
Yeah,
you guys have like 45 mans, you
yeah, no,
know?
this guy's part of the squad. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of all, yeah, but of all, respectfully, we don't want anyone getting injured. But whoever you just named, whatever his name is, bro, he's
Yeah.
not a. It's not like that's detrimental to your squad. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yo, but bro, yo, you have to factor in that. Why are you laughing, bro? I think Caicedo picked up a knock. Cole Palmer,
Yeah.
the lap, right? You see what I mean? Like it's
So
like
who's this? What's the guy's name that you mentioned?
Dario Isugo. He's a Portuguese.
Murdad, you ever heard of this guy?
No.
Wait,
This
hold
guy's
on. Portugal played recently, no?
Yeah. Hey,
Dario
how's that?
Asugo. Chelsea. Dario Asugo. He must have played. Did he play for like the under 20s or something? He's not in the senior squad, surely.
Yeah, so he must have been on the other under yeah for the Portuguese. Yeah,
Portugal under 21s, maybe.
yeah, yeah, that's what I suspect. Yeah, because I don't see him on the.
Bro, man, you're acting like this is
Oh, this
a key player for you guys. Some shit, man.
day. This
Bro,
I haven't even seen.
everyone's key, bro. Everyone's key at the new Chelsea, bro. Where
Oh yeah, Sterling too.
Yeah.
You guys are doing that
yo,
guy so dirty, bro. Holy. Yo, the man is training with the kids, bro.
bro, almost as dirty as he did Nicholas Jackson, bro. When they
Yo, Chelsea is different, bro. Y'all are ruthless. That almost told the guy turn around and come back, bro.
yeah, no, for
No, not almost. They told him. They said, come back. And he said, no. End it. Oh, man. All right. Well, on that bombshell, we'll be back. Regular schedule. Um, Previewing the Prem. Have it out for you guys on Friday. You know what to do. CJ always says, hit that like,
hmm
subscribe, hit the bell to get notified of new pods coming out. Like I said earlier in the pod, I'll have every single one of these statements in the episode description. So if you want, give us your 2 cents. Um, if we see the 2 cents, we'll chat about it during the next pod. But yeah, hopefully it was a little bit of a lighter pod. I thought it was going to be shorter, but you know, we uh we drag it out for you guys. Yeah. See you guys on Friday.
Laters.
peace.